An issue of the hotel, formerly known as the Hyatt, got underway at the Commission of Inquiry on Wednesday. Featuring prominently was Frenwell, a company that was not part of the original agreement signed by the government, but which was later introduced and whose liabilities the government of St. Lucia was supposed to have settled to the tune of $17 million. Counsel for Dr. Kenny Anthony Astafan, told the commission that Frenwell was in no way responsible for the field project.
It was nothing that Frenwell did. I need to be clear about that. The project was being built. Causeway had exhausted its $16 million debt. Pigeon Point Hotel had exhausted the $36 million debt. The maximum of the guarantees that the government was prepared to guarantee had reached maximum level. There was nowhere else to go. The train had come to a stop, as a result of which it collapsed with debts well in excess of $50-odd million if you had to add the interest. 80-something million, Dr. Anthony says. The only monies they received from the sale was $41 million, so they were still in the negative deficit of $40-odd million, and it's nothing that Frenwell did.
Recently, the Commission's chairman, Sir Fenton Ramsahoy, described documentation on the Rochamel affair as being written in legal disguise. Sir Fenton says the original agreement was perfectly viable, but he says things changed when government came into the clutches of the Royal Merchant Bank of Trinidad and Tobago.
So what happened from an agreement where interest was not mentioned? We now get a guarantee and indemnity where the government would be obliged to pay the bank interest. And that interest, as you know, was rather high.
Astafan was asked to explain the role of Frenwell. He told the commission it was twofold.
One involved the mechanism by which the shares in Pigeon Point were acquired and charged to RBTT in trust for the government. The second was, as Dr. Anthony has mentioned in his witness statement, and Mr. King, it was a payment mechanism device entered into to defer the government's obligation to pay under the guarantee. It was more of a payment mechanism device rather than a new, independent and separate contractual obligation.
The day's proceedings explored development and concession agreements and the much talked about guarantee. The $17 million figure has been described by Sir Fenton as a lot of money, and the commission will get to the bottom of it. At the time, he said the people of St. Lucia must know what happened to the public funds which have been expended on these projects. Alison Kentish, HTS News, Channel 4.